Hello there, everybody. And today, I think it's finally time I re-review Andor. So, let's get started. So, Andor came out already a year ago, and I thought this show deserved a re-review because this show actually has depth to it. Because there's a lot I respect about this show. And now, originally, when I reviewed it, I said the episodes are probably boring and slow. But honestly, I definitely see the slow pacing when I rewatched it. But then I started to pay attention to the story a lot better, and everything started to tie together, and it made one of the best written Star Wars shows of all time. And I know people are entitled to their opinions and all, but like this show is, a lot of people say it's peak Star Wars, and I agree because it shows that this show can be a Star Wars show even if it doesn't have Jedi, Sith, or like big time characters. This show can explore its own like way, I guess, because I feel like this show is like an arc. Like for example, it starts off with Cassian on the run because he killed two guys at a bar or something, and basically he's on a goose chase, and it is until he meets Luthen that he's then brought to the larger rebellion, and that's where we get to the, I guess, the heist rebellion arc, where Cassian teams up with these rebels who are planning to steal these Projaxium. I don't know how to say it, but they want to use it for their larger whatever shipment, since you can tell they're kind of smugglers, and Cassian learns to team up with them and somewhat get along with them, but they all have their differences. They all argue from time to time. But then when the heist happens, it's like this big rebellion pursuit, and they do steal the Paraxium, but Cassian accidentally drops a bunch on this one guy, and I'm not good with names, but then he dies. But then Cassian takes the money that he earned because he wants to use the money so he can save his mom. And we also get flashbacks of Cassian's childhood, which shows how he got to the one planet and who his adopted mom was. And I thought that was a nice touch. But then when the show gets really good is where after Cassian returns home, he goes to this beach-like world, and he is then captured by the Empire, and it shows that the Empire is changing. Like, they're taking away people's rights as people. And Cassian basically just gets arrested for no reason, and then he's sent to Narkina 5, and then they're all labeled as labor-worthy. And Cassian now is in prison with Kino Loy, Andy Serkis, who gives a brilliant performance. Like, the acting's really good here. I know this is more of a talking kind of show, but like I said, if you pay attention, you can definitely see it. But then Cassian finally convinces Kino to get out of the prison. That's where we get my favorite scene is One Way Out. I love the end part where Cassian and this one rebel friend team up, and then they try to find their way back home after escaping prison, and they literally swim their way out. But then when Cassian finally gets home, but unfortunately his mom has died, and then Cassian basically decides to turn back to Luthen, who is basically starting a new rebellion with Saw Gerrera, Mon Mothma, and we do get scenes with Mon Mothma as we explore her family. Like, seriously, it's like good stuff. And I think the show ends on a cliffhanger. So that's Andor. Like, it has brilliant music. Like, the music's really good. Like, there are some beautiful shots in here. But like I said, the only issue I really have, it's a slow show. but it does have some intimidating villains like the one admiral lady and that churn guy, the guy who eats the cereal. We will all remember Star Wars through that cereal guy. But Andor, you need to check it out, see how the writing is good. Some people say it's as good as Empire Strikes Back, but I feel like this show is like, I don't know, it's like one of the best written, like I said, in direction. And like they took their time with this show. And that's what I really appreciate about Andor. So I gave Andor an 8 out of 10. It's a solid show. I look forward to season 2. So tell me, what do you think of Andor? And I'll definitely look forward to reviewing season 2 when it comes out. So that being said, thanks for watching, and may the force be with you always.